Hi, welcome. My name is Michael Burns. I work for HMS Networks. I'm here to discuss machine connectivity to services and insights, a blueprint that works. So in today's ever-evolving landscape, there's lots of buzzwords around Industrial 4.0, at the beginning of digital transformation and innovation. In this digital era, the world is full of buzzwords. IoT, IIoT, smart, intelligent. All of these words are towards a future where machines and data work together. Yet, have these very terms made the idea a little bit more complex? It's not about a dive into complexity. It's about a step towards simplification. A vision where systems and processes self-optimize. They're learning from the data that they collect. This vision is about turning data into decisions and fostering environments and machines that augment human capabilities. We need to demystify this journey towards digital transformation. Clear away the fog of all the buzzwords and focus on the actual tangible benefits of collecting data and connecting that with machines. It's about making better decisions, getting it done and creating actual value. It's about understanding that at the heart of this technological revolution is the basic principle of making life and machines and work easier and understanding our processes much better, not making them more complicated. So when you're launching your first new initiative, the ultimate goal is to enhance our understanding of the equipment's functionality and gain and boost productivity and effectiveness. This is our grand vision. However, it's essential to begin on a moderate scale. Secure immediate benefits as we gather the data that you need to analyze and gain better operational performance. During this period, we can adopt our current practice to the newfound knowledge. Embracing this philosophy, we have think big, start small, grow fast, is the key to this approach. This is the IoT adoption curve. All of the phases of your IoT adoption are needed for the end goal. Phases 3 and 4 are your think big. The better understanding of your processes, and you want to gain new insights to lead new offerings in your business model. However, phases 1 and 2, the start small and grow fast, give you an immediate return on your investment while you wait for the necessary data that you need for collected before you can do phase 3 and phase 4. Why all these phases all need to be considered? You need to have one complete solution and maximize the options, and at the same time, make sure you're getting the most out of each phase. To achieve this, there needs to be a digital partnership between the hardware that connects your machines together and also the software that allows access to that hardware and also the data for the analysis. But why do it in the first place? The main reason why 3 and 4 of the phases are the target is because they're the unknown. Until you have the data, you cannot realize the potential savings and the benefits that it can bring to you, your customers. With a successful blueprint, phases 3 and 4 are actually possible. And through surveys that we've found, 80% of adopters achieve actually better than expected results once they move into phases 3 and 4. All while gaining a return on investment from the beginning phases. So how do we do it? Through digital partnership. The HMS stands for hardware meets software. HMS provide the hardware, Software AG provide the software. HMS Networks is an expert in device communication and in remote machine and remote systems. With over 7 million devices from all of our brands installed worldwide, HMS Networks is present in almost every industrial enterprise, whereas Software AG paves the way for the connected enterprise. It produces stuff for IoT and transforms and enables fluid connection of all of that data. The integration of a HMS gateway with Software AG's Cumulocity IoT has been proven in the market for many years. The collaboration was actually established in 2015, and through that joint partnership, we have numerous global customers. Together, Software AG and HMS Networks deliver the best solution to digitally transform and optimize your service operations. But how does this fit with the curve? So HMS covers the hardware, the device needed to connect your machines together for safe data collection and then remote access. So phases 1 and part of phases 2. With Software AG's Cumulocity IoT providing the software to manage these devices. Then you can access the functionality of those devices and analyze the data. So this is phases 2, 3 to 4. As you can see, the partnership actually covers all of the processes of the adoption curve. Let's look at each individual stage in a bit more detail. So connecting machines and accessing the data. Founded in 1988 in Sweden, HMS Networks is the global leader in industrial information and communication technology. We have over 1,000 employees in 18 countries. We specialize in connecting hardware to software, enhancing industry productivity and sustainability. Our product portfolio of our brands is Anybus, E1, Intersys, and Ixat. With these brands, we focus on universal connectivity, whether it's remote monitoring of equipment or connecting different network protocols together, to industrial wireless cable replacement and diagnostics of your network. HMS is allowing customers to get connected and stay connected. So in this current world, factory owners at the moment struggle because external partners use different solutions for VPN and access to the data. It's unregulated plant connectivity. It leaves you with no control or visibility of your remote connections and can also leave you open to high security risks from a cybersecurity point of view. If you standardize with HMS E1, your plant connectivity can provide a platform to drive your digital transformation. Moving from unregulated to standardized plant connectivity not only mitigates this risk, but it actually establishes a solid foundation to leveraging your full potential and pushing through the different phases of the IoT curve. So, meet the E1 Flexi Gateway. The E1 Flexi gets its name by providing a flexible connectivity, either northbound, so towards your IT network or the internet, and then southbound towards your device on the machine side. The Flexi supports all major PLC protocols, out-of-the-box acquisition of all the data, and can store up to 1 million data points within itself locally. With its interchangeable cards that fit in these slots here, you can have different types of protocols connected to it, and the device can also do scripting ability, letting you modify some of the data before it's actually sent up. The Flexi is ready to go for pretty much every connectivity situation. What about cybersecurity? It's a big topic at the moment. The Flexi comes with state-of-the-art cybersecurity with 7 layers of protection, and it also has certification from third-party testing by Invisio. These are some of the reasons why HMS and E1 Flexi is the leading platform when you're connecting your industrial machines together. We can evidence this by the next slide. So HMS and E1 are now proud to have over 500,000 E1 devices registered in the world, and we cover 178 countries with that. We also support over 8 million successful VPN connections a year, which allows remote access and data collection from every industrial sector on the planet. But the E1 Flexi actually provides a bit more. You can get local machine data as well. So you can retrofit your production line and get standard information flow using OPC UA. All of that data is easily accessible from every major PLC brand without changing the code. And you can get live KPIs and local dashboards that can give information directly to the operators and the machine operators on the shop floor. Basically getting information to the places where it's needed. Or you can take all of that data and you can push it up to an IoT application in the cloud, such as Software AG's Cumulocity IoT. This data can then be accessed by anyone, anywhere in the world that needs it, and your next IoT phases can begin. HMS and the E1 Flexi have you covered. Now we move on to phase 2. This is smart field services, and exactly what SAP were talking about just a few moments ago. So currently, equipment makers make money by selling their machines. They give the transfer of ownership to the customer, and then they provide retroactive customer service, time-based field service, and sell consumables and spare parts. That's the current business model. You see, phase 2 brings smart field servicing, turning the current business model that you're already operating, but on its head, and offering new services to your customers. Once you add machine connectivity into this model, it changes dynamically and very drastically. Selling machines and the transfer of ownership can now result in hire of your machine, or a pay-per-use model. Removal of reactive and time-based servicing, equipment makers can now be proactive, monitoring the condition of machines and alerting before issues even occur to avoid breakdowns. You can do predictive maintenance to allow servicing of your machine that when you need to, based on runtime and analytics. This new proactive approach generates new revenue streams at this phase. You can avoid breakdowns with condition-based monitoring. This actually allows you to sell that information as well as the support hours, which you would have done in your previous model. And also predictive maintenance tells you when the machine parts actually need replaced, which again, you can sell this information as well as the service and the spare parts. Another benefit to having this connected is remote access. Why travel to site when you don't have to? Remote access allows for direct connection to your machine, not really any different than actually being on site, yet you didn't need to travel there. This increases your response time, react to the situations much better, and reduce the cost of unplanned expensive travel. So HMS have launched their new remote access savings calculator. This calculator gives you an insight into how much travel for service is costing you as a company or your customers. It represents it as travel time and operational time, and you can customize the options to fit your company application or your customer's applications and see how much you can save. You can visit HMS Networks to learn more about that. Next is phase 3 and phase 4. Performance management and equipment as a service. So HMS E1 and the partnership with Software AG have created a plug-and-play model. We've developed, with their help, a scripted connector that has been written, and it helps the established connection between the Flexi and Cumulocity IoT. This means it's much easier to install, it's much easier to manage, and it's far quicker to get up and running. The system allows for data collection for your IoT application, which sends that data from the industrial equipment to a central IoT application. So in this case, Cumulocity IoT. First, the E1 gateway device, which is here, reads all your data from the PLC. The collected data can be made available either on-premise or cloud or a hybrid model. And the scripted connector that's installed on this is certified by HMS and Software AG and is available on GitHub. The main benefits of this is the scalability. There's no data loss, it's easy to configure, and it's easy to commission. It's perfect for retrofitting, because there's actually no need to gain access to your PLC software. We can simply read the data tables that already exist and pull that information out. So it's easy to access data and safe, secure, and passing of that information over to Cumulocity IoT. Then, once your data is being collected in Cumulocity, your options are pretty much endless. You want to analyze the data as it happens, identify patterns, filter and aggregate that data, acting in the moment with further analysis and get alerts and notifications. This is all possible Or if you want to fine-tune your processes, learn from past and discover trends. So look at historical data and real-time data and see how they match together. Or you could leverage machine learning models, create, train, and execute machine learning models for predictive maintenance, anomaly detection, and demand forecasting. Avoid costly downtime. Respond instantly by using predictive models, spot anomalies, and eliminate issues before they've even happened. And analytics for everyone. Simply point and click and apply advanced scientific techniques to gain insights much easier. So, get ahead instead of starting from scratch. So companies can buy the full working solution instead of developing their own and focus on their application and their digital services. It's their innovation and their differentiation which actually impacts and creates value for their end customers instead of spending time developing something that already exists. Cumulocity IoT has every part covered and is customized to the client's wishes and needs. For example, crossing even different systems. You want to add Zendesk ticket support to your maintenance tasks? You can. By extending IoT capability with automatic ticketing, for one example out of clearly many, it's your platform, it's your values, and it's your needs. Putting all of these systems together, HMS and Software AG has a complete solution that has been tested and tried over many years. With the right digital partnerships, customers can think big, start small, and grow fast. Make your IoT application meet all of these expectations with HMS Networks and Cumulocity IoT, a blueprint that works. I've been Michael, and I think there's a little bit of time, so if anyone's got any questions, I'm more than happy to help.
Thank you for your presentation. I have one question. Are you planning to use Edge for the E1 one day?
Yes, there's a newer sort of version that's coming out in the E1 brand that's in development at the moment, which is more of a thin edge comparison.
Okay,
so, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I have maybe a chicken and egg question. So in your experience, what typically comes first? Is it HMS and then, so you have the device and you then go to Cumulocity, or do you typically have customers who first have Cumulocity and then look for ways to connect the PLCs and then find HMS as a good partner for that?
It tends to be both, in all honesty. Some people are at stage 1 or stage 2 where they are getting remote access or something. Maybe it's from a HMS device or some other device. And then Cumulocity is the next step. And then Cumulocity also can use our products then in the infrastructure that's going on. Or it is customers that are just out and right looking for how to do this from scratch, from the start. I think the biggest issue is that usually why IoT fails in its adoption is that when it's pitched to people, it's pitched at phase 3. And the problem with basically phase 3 is that you're saying that you're going to spend a lot of money to put a lot of equipment in, to collect data, to eventually find something out. That can take a long time. So if you can take the models of phases 1 and 2 and prove that actually we can do this, but you can gain value at the beginning, I think it lends its hand into actually getting it across the line and people actually adopting it.
Okay, thank you.
If you have older E1 hardware, is there like an upgrade package for that planned, or do you have something like that? Because I know something similar from one of your competitors, of the competition of you, like maybe you know MB Connect, and they have the MB Edge. It's like a little SD card, and you can upgrade the remote access routers of them just by installing it with IoT functions.
No, not at the moment. Not in the way that works. I think the thing is with the Flexi, it's actually quite powerful on its own. So the connector that Cumulocity IoT have built is just one connector of many other people that have used the same thing. But because it is more of an edge device than anything else, and you can do scripting in it, you can sort of customize it to do effectively whatever you want it to do, as opposed to it being boxed in to a specific functionality.
Thanks.
Just a quick one. Everything you've presented was almost within the realms of the factory and the automation marketplace. And I'm just curious, in your last few years of deployments, have you seen a trend in the industry that shifts perception towards, like you've just said, remote working or remote logons, data and the way data is flowing? Do you see these people moving to cloud solutions, or do you see the industry switching back to controlling data flows and staying within the four walls of their factory?
I would say that we see a shift more so. There is bigger companies and bigger players that tend to want to do on-premise, and that's from cybersecurity concerns. I think the issue actually comes down to the fact that you want access to data, so your security risk has to come down at some point. They have to level out somewhere. You need to accept some sort of security risk to do that. But the thing is because you're taking all of this data and you're actually able to do analysis on it, you can actually bring a lot of that risk back, or remove a lot of that risk that you implemented in the first place. I think really it's the cybersecurity side that people are more worried about. Keeping it on-prem, it's your data and everything else. But with partnerships, as it's opening up more, the data is not owned necessarily by us or owned by Cumulocity, it's owned by the customer. More people will head that way. And the other thing is that doing it on site is hugely expensive. And people realize that that's not really the model. It doesn't get adopted. It may in a big company, but in a smaller company or many smaller branches, it's much harder to implement that and show the cost of that, as opposed to pushing it to a cloud platform that accesses multiple sites at the same time. I think it's generally people are starting to favor that and starting to see the value. And I think that's sort of the issue of why I try to show it off in this way, is because people are not just thinking big, they're trying to apply big straight from the start. And that usually stops people from actually adopting it. It's too expensive to go straight to there. You want the remote access and the other things first to keep you going and actually gain insights and gain value straight out of the gate.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Thank you.